Well, guys, this is it. The Underworld Blood Wars. So I reviewing the final installment of the franchise, Underworld Blood Wars, released in 2016. Meaning this is the final in the franchise, and the final time we'll see Selene fighting Lycans. And this zone, she teams up with David and tries to stop Marius and Serene and Samirin, uh, Lycan, a vampire, and they try to find and they both want to find Eve, Celine's daughter from the previous movie, Awakening. And they also go to the temple and meet up with some other characters where they have a big battle, and then then Marius shoots Celine and kind of dies, but gets resurrected luckily. And then they have a big final battle between vampires and Lycans, where some vampires die, and and yeah, that's plot of the movie. So I already did my review of the previous movie, so if you want to know that, if you can check that out. So it's my thoughts on Underworld Blood Wars. So how is this did this franchise end a high note or a low note like Resident Evil Final Chapter or Blade Trinity? I had good news. This movie is a little bit much better than Final Chapter and maybe a little bit better than Blade Trinity. It's more fun than Blade Trinity. I say that because they're both vampire action movies, and they all apparently almost cross over with each other, but Marvel said no. Um, but it's still not a great movie. It's kind of a fun movie, but it's decent. I like it a little bit better than Rise of Lycans and Awakening. I do like the action scenes in the film. Of course, like the opening was a decent one, but of course the two standout ones are like of course the temple fight battle, and of course the big climax where the Lycans and the vampires fight, and of course and Celine fights Marius and David fights Samira. Also, and I do like on the climax we see vampires get and this how in this film vampires get die because of the sunlight because sunlight is vampire's weakness, and I do like how in this movie we have that. That was very cool to have in this franchise. I also like the action between Samira and Thomas, who unfortunately gets killed by Samira. Sorry about that, but yeah, I do like the actions in this film. CGI again is not great, especially on the married Lycan form. It's at times it looks really ugly, especially during like the snow, like their the fight between Celine and the snow at the temple. CGI on it looks terrible. And I thought Celine still was a decent action hero and much better than Alice because she's not like uh invincible stronger. Though she does get a little bit superhuman, get some powers in a way, like at the end of the movie, like transport, like teleport, and rip characters' spines, which I thought was a crazy move that she did. I thought that was awesome. I thought David, who's like the son of Amelia and Thomas, was a decent side character. I didn't love him or didn't find him like an amazing side character, but he was an interesting character, and I thought he made for a decent ally to Celine for as the final one. And I thought some of the other characters, like the woman from the temple, was all right. I mean, in the movie. I thought the two villains were a lot better than the previous one from Awakening. Thought they were kind of intimidating in a way, and I thought they had some fun fun action in the film, and yeah, I thought they were decent. And as the conclusion of the franchise is I mean, I don't know what they could have done with this franchise if they evolved it even more with other movies. So I guess I guess we had to. This was the best way to conclude this franchise in a way. So now that I've reviewed all the movies, what are my thoughts on the franchise as a whole? I do think is meh. None of the movies are great movies. I mean, the closest one is Underworld. I thought that was kind of good in a way. I thought it was fun. Underworld 2 is kind of decent. Underworld Rise of Lycans was meh. While Awakening was mediocre, and Blood Wars was fine. I do think this is like a 6 out of 10 franchise, honestly. Um, but yeah, that's my thoughts on the Underworld, Blood Wars, and the franchise as a whole. If you want to see my other reviews of the other previous movies, so let me know your thoughts on console, your thoughts on Underworld, Blood Wars, released back in 2016, and the other movies as well. So peace out, bye, and stay tuned for more Halloween videos.